Hello, and welcome to Anime Only, where fans can come to talk about the anime adaptations of popular manga. This series will cover the whole of One Piece. My name is Brandon, and I'll be your navigator as we endure these treacherous waters. So, we start episode 2 with Luffy and Kobe at a Navy base island looking for Zoro. They do eventually find him tied to a cross in the middle of a prison yard. Luffy's whole plan here is to recruit Zoro into his pirate crew, but only if he's a nice guy. So he watches him for a minute before a little girl hops the fence and tries to feed Zoro rice balls, which Zoro refuses. Then we meet nepotism given form in Helmeppo, the son of the Navy captain Morgan, who approaches the girl and snatches a rice ball from her hand. And after spitting it out and smashing the other one under his shoe, he scolds her for using sugar instead of salt. Now, I've never made rice balls before. I would assume salt would taste better. I'm more of a pepper on my rice kind of guy, but I don't know. Can anybody tell me if this is a thing? Anyone out there put sugar in their rice? Let me know. Share your recipes or thoughts in the comments, and while you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button to hear more nonsense like this from me. So Helmeppo, disgusted with this girl's rice balls, orders one of the men to throw her over the wall. He does, after apologizing to her and telling her to roll into a ball. But of course, we do find out pretty quick here that the Navy is not as altruistic as Kobe seems to believe they are. Luffy, still sitting on the wall, sees this girl being thrown and jumps and catches her. After saving her, we get our obligatory sob story that becomes pretty common moving forward. The girl tells our boys that Zoro got captured, protecting her from Helmeppo's dog. Helmeppo offered Zoro a deal that the girl wouldn't be executed if Zoro agreed to be tied to a cross and not eat for a month, a deal Helmeppo never intended to uphold. Hearing this causes Luffy to attack Helmeppo and head straight towards the prison yard to free Zoro. Or more accurately, he goes to the yard to blackmail Zoro into joining his crew. Once there, Zoro, after a flashback of a different little girl calling him weak, tells Luffy that he needs his weapons. So Luffy goes to find Helmeppo to kidnap him and have him lead Luffy to Zoro's weapons. Helmeppo's father, Captain Morgan, sees this and sends men after Luffy. And then Captain Morgan himself heads towards Zoro, where Kobe is now trying to untie him. Luffy finds Zoro's swords with Helmeppo's help, albeit begrudgingly, just in time to see Morgan approach Zoro and Kobe and order his men to execute them both. Luffy grabs the window and rockets to the yard, and as he lands, he gets hit by a barrage of bullets, which he bounces back because remember, he's rubbered. And of course, everybody freaks out, and as Zoro asks Luffy who he is, and before we cut to black, Luffy states, "I'm Monkey D. Luffy, and I'm the man who's going to be king of the pirates." And that's the end of episode 2 of the One Piece anime adaptation. A couple little things I wanted to touch on before I go. We get a really good sense of Luffy's moral compass in this episode, like when he has that little smirk when Zoro eats the rice balls from the floor and says how good they are. And of course his, let's call it rage, when he heard Helmeppo say he wasn't going to honor his deal. So we get a little bit more development from our main boy Luffy. Kobe, seeing that there might be more to the Navy than he originally thought, declares that he wants to not only be a Marine, but he wants to become an honorable Marine. And of course, we see our mysterious redhead again, and we get to hear her voice, though she's not really doing anything this time. So we'll just have to see what comes of that. And with that, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this episode and or this video on said episode. I'll be experimenting with different script layouts and ways to deliver this content to you, the viewer. Hope to see you next time.